You're finally becoming your fullest version of yourself. This feels like a very strong message. I'm speaking to someone who has almost completed a game. That's what's coming through. Like you've completed a quest. You've been on this journey of realizing all the ways that you fragmented pieces of your soul and your spirit, and how you left those pieces in the hands, hearts, and minds of other people. And you've been through this journey, maybe for the last 6 to 12 months, of claiming your power back. And you've done this through spending time in solitude, through expanding and deepening your awareness and how you see things, and actually showing yourself compassion and love. I feel like there is just this theme of wholeness that keeps coming through. And I really keep being drawn to the breath. This has been coming up in a few of my readings lately. So if you've watched the few videos that I've posted over the last kind of few weeks or so, you might feel this evolution happening with this heart healing. It feels like there's this open space, and I keep being drawn to your mental world. It almost feels like over the last 6 to 12 months, you've really become aware of ways you limited yourself and your expression through your mind, limiting thoughts, limiting perspectives, limiting ideas of how something needs to be. You might be someone that's become aware of how you place expectations on yourself or others, which fundamentally always leads to disappointment. You're realizing that you've been presenting yourself in a way that isn't necessarily anchored in the truth of who you are. And it's been this uncomfortable season and journey of allowing all of the falsities that you've created as a means to fit in to actually fall away, to dissolve. You're removing the mask, you're removing the persona, you're removing the version of yourself that the world told you you needed to be to fit in. You might have found over the last 6 to 12 months that you've been having some lower back issues, maybe some hip issues, definitely being drawn to the lower part of the body. For some of you, this could be knees and ankles. I'm getting this sense that this is all to do with your future and your power and ability to move forward with conviction and with confidence. I'm almost seeing that in the past, you might have looked outside for answers. What am I supposed to be doing? What is my niche? How am I going to monetize this? I'm looking for my soulmate to complete me. It's almost like this more horizontal way of operating, and you're actually moving into this vertical way of operating, of coming back to your center and realizing that when you move from your center, you cannot go wrong. That is the most confident place to be, is someone who is centered in themselves. It's almost like when you step into a room, people might think that the most confident person in the room is the loudest, but it's not. The most confident person in the room is the one that holds themselves fully and completely without judgment, without separation, without self-abandonment, fully anchored in self-trust and conviction. And I want to say here that a really big part of self-trust and self-conviction or self-authority is really understanding that you don't know. You don't know everything. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have it all planned. If something doesn't go, quote unquote, to plan, it's meant to happen that way. I feel like that's really important that I say this to whoever's watching. There is so much power in saying, I don't know, and fully claiming it. I don't know what my niche is. I don't know what my next offer is. I don't know where I want to live next month. Like actually really embracing the uncertainty of life, because when you move into uncertainty and you're actually comfortable with that level of uncertainty, life becomes much more malleable. It's almost like it becomes much more easier to mold, because you're not operating through life with this really rigid, fixed mental structure of how something, oh, my throat, you might be feeling that in your throat, of how something needs to look or feel. I almost want to say to you, stop putting yourself in a box. That's what you did in the past. That was the past version of you that needed that certainty, that needed to be seen in a particular way, that needed to be perceived in a particular way, that needed to limit themselves in order to be understood by others, in order to be palatable by others. But here's the truth, guys. I'm speaking to someone that is not meant to fit into the world as it is. You are not someone that belongs in the same way as a lot of people. You might feel awkward at times. You might feel like when you're in social environments, you kind of feel a bit on the outside. Maybe you're an introvert, or maybe you could be an introvert, extrovert, but you're kind of, there's just always this sense of like, do people really get me? Okay. And I want to say to you that this last, again, 6 to 12 months, it's been a real big root center clearing for you, root center cleansing. This is things around survival, security, identity, finances, everything relating to your stability and your sense of safety within yourself and within the world. So you might have found that over the last year, there's been a lot of fears coming up into your awareness around safety and how you relate to safety. This could be safety with a particular direction. This could be financial safety. This could also be safety in relationships. And I'm almost seeing this transference of placing safety in the hands of other people and taking that back. So you might be someone that has found safety in a partner. There could be past codependency themes here, whether you're conscious of it or not, because codependency can be extremely sneaky, where we really, really don't see it. But there might be a sense that you've relied on validation or permission, or almost giving parts of yourself up for love and acceptance. And in that process, you were abandoning your truth and abandoning your own authentic expression. And this is the cycle that you're completing. I'm definitely seeing 999. This really does feel like it's a cycle of completion, but I'm almost feeling this really fun energy with this. Like Spirit is saying this has been a game. Although it might not have felt like that. Okay, I know it's been very challenging, but Spirit is saying this is a game and you've completed the top level. I'm being shown like Mario Kart and kind of like going to these different levels and completing one challenge and moving on, completing another one and moving on. And it feels like the number 9 is very relevant for you. This could be a cycle completion, but this also could be relevant for you in general. Maybe some of you are life path number 9s. Maybe some of you have a 9 in your birthday. I just keep being drawn to 9 in your birthday. But there's this sense that maybe you've given up yourself to live for other people because you are someone that's very service focused. You really like other people to be happy. You really want other people to feel comfortable, to feel joyous, to feel just good in themselves. And so you've almost like overextended yourself. You might have had some things come up in the last 12 months around responsibility. Where are you taking on responsibility for other people where it's not your place to take on that responsibility? And you're really learning this discernment. And I almost want to say that this is a season where you're pouring into you. And that is your only focus in this season, is to pour into you. Because I'm being shown like you pouring your own cup and then serving from the overflow. You don't need to serve from your own cup and then be drained of your own resources. Let your life force energy be so full and so vibrant and so magnetic that impacts people far beyond you extending yourself and then draining your resources. Does that make sense? So do what brings you joy right now. Like really allow yourself to indulge and embrace your passions, your interests, your hobbies, what excites you. Again, I'm seeing art. This keeps coming through in the last few videos. I've also got some communication coming through my left ear here. Some of you might have felt a ringing in your left ear, or you're feeling like Spirit is trying to communicate with you. There's something around the left ear here. But it does feel like it's like a channel opening, like your communication channel is opening. And I really just want to say, like, pour fully into you. This is your season of being full of yourself. And it's funny how we say that quote, oh, he's so full of himself or she's so full of himself, as if it's a bad thing. And obviously that quote is through the lens of arrogance and the absence of humility. But what I want to say to you is this is your season to be full of yourself, because I feel like you're someone that has almost not wanted to be seen as someone who's arrogant. And so you've really held back pouring into yourself and actually giving yourself like uplifting comments and internal communication, and like just embracing how far you've come, your ability to achieve, your capability, your true potential. It's almost like you've been denying your true potential, because if you were to fully accept it and embrace it, would you then become a target of hate, of bullying, of people saying that you're arrogant, you're full of yourself, all of these things that you don't want to be seen as. And so I almost want you to get really comfortable with people seeing you as arrogant, because you know your truth. You know your truth. You can live your life fully and still remain beautifully humble. It doesn't need to be arrogant. And some people are going to see it that way, and that's okay. They have free will to see you in the way that they want to see you. You do not need to prove them any differently. You do not need to try and be understood. You just live your life so freaking fully that it impacts everyone that touches your path, that it impacts everyone that walks alongside you and with you on this journey. And I really feel like that's actually where your gifts are going to be unlocked. That's where your power is going to be unlocked. This is a season of self-authority for you. That's what's really coming through. You are the authority of your life. Some of you listening to this might have had an authority complex, not wanting to be told what to do, kind of resisting hierarchy or status, or some of you might have pedestaled people in the past. This could be public figures, this could be teachers, this could be friends. Like you've kind of looked up to people and been like, wow, like they know everything, or I'm really kind of inspired by them in a way of, I want to be them, or something like that. For others of you, this could be almost like a resistance of authority. And I want to say that this is really a season where you're rediscovering your own self-authority. And this requires you to just be radically in love with yourself, to radically pour into yourself, to just wake up. I'm just seeing you wake up every morning and go for a walk and just be like, here I am. I am that I am. I've arrived. And however people perceive that is however people perceive that. But you're done playing small. You're not supposed to play small. But you haven't fitted in. And that's why you've been dimming yourself. That's why your radiance has felt scary, because the world has taught you to dim yourself for love and acceptance. But you know that that's not your truth. I feel like I'm speaking to someone that has so much more potential than what they show. You have skills, gifts, talents, blessings, ways of seeing the world, love, your capacity to nurture, to love others, or to guide others, and you're just not fully embracing it until now. This is where it changes. This message was meant to find you today. I truly believe that there are no coincidences. This message was meant to find you. I feel like this is an open ocean. I feel like you're going through this head-to-heart coherence where your heart, which I consider your essence, your authentic spirit, your authentic expression of self, is actually making contact with how you think about things, how you think about yourself, how you think about life, your decisions, what you choose to step into next. I am seeing a book as well. This does keep coming through recently. So you might be someone that is reading a book, or you're going to be connected with a book that almost like opens you up, is what I'm seeing. Like it gives you this sense of aliveness, or it helps you reconnect with a very spiritual part of yourself. And again, I just keep hearing this word aliveness, aliveness. I don't know if you fully felt truly alive in this life. And when I say alive and aliveness, I'm not talking about, being here. I'm talking about fully giving yourself to life, like fully, completely and utterly saying, here I am, life. I want to know what you've got in store for me. I'm open to seeing what I can create in this reality. I'm open to seeing what I can contribute. And I know that my greatest contribution to this life and to this world is me being the fullest expression of who I am. That is the goal. That is the purpose. And it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. That is the purpose. That is what will give you meaning. I'm hearing the word self-discovery. Let this season be a season of self-discovery. Discover who you are. Discover all the parts that you've hidden from the world, that you've kept quiet from the world, that you've dimmed from the world, that you know are wanting to erupt and be expressed through you. I'm hearing the word erupt. This could come up suddenly. You might just suddenly turn the key and open the door, and then these gifts, these skills, these talents, maybe something in your life financially or relationships or your home life. There's something to do again with that root center. that safety, that survival, and all the themes surrounding that might just suddenly take off or expand or kind of reflect back to you a whole different way of living. Wow, this feels so strong. I'm seeing a blue frequency as well. Some of you might be connecting with the color blue at the moment. I almost want to say to you, go onto YouTube and type in blue meditation frequency and just connect with that energy. I'm seeing it run through like every single fiber of your being, your veins, your muscles, your organs, your bones, like just allowing it to fully encompass you. And it feels like a very cleansing energy. It could also feel like an otherworldly energy. So you might be going through a DNA upgrade at this time, whether conscious of it or not. You might actually be, okay. So I'm seeing that there are parts of you that are unlocking, kind of like a spring that's like really twisted and it's kept compact. And at the moment it's like, it's opening up. And this is why you're going to be faced with a lot of fears or perspectives or past outdated ways of operating that are going to be coming up right now, because it's kind of like they've been released in order for new information, new codes to actually drop through into your DNA. You might be going through some physical things at the moment. There could be fatigue, there could be headaches, there could be neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain. Again, as I mentioned, some lower body issues. Maybe you feel like you really want to exercise or be active right now, but your body is also saying rest. And you're feeling this kind of conflict between I really want to move and I know I should move and I know I should work out or exercise or go for a walk, but I kind of just want to chill. Like my body is just saying rest. This is because I feel like there is a lot happening on a very physical, visceral level for you. It feels like an upgrade. It feels like an up level. Those are the words that are coming through. This might be happening whilst you sleep as well, which is why Spirit is guiding you to rest more, because it's in rest that this process can take place just effortlessly. So just really honor that need if that's coming through for you. But I do feel like this could be happening in your sleep. You might be having very vivid dreams. You might be being shown things. I feel like you might wake up at the moment and be like, wow, that dream just stayed with me. Like that was vivid, or there was something in that I can't even make sense of it, but it just felt like it was a message of some sort, or something was trying to come through. I do feel like this is happening because there is frequency stuff happening in your body. I really want to say to you, meditation is important at this time. Taking space is important at this time, because it's in this space that this stuff that you've been stored, that has been stored or you've been storing in your body for so long, like maybe past trauma or pain, is coming up and out to be released. So giving yourself space just allows that process to happen without resistance, without obstruction. But also I want to say that there could be some solar plexus stuff going on. Sorry, I'm just being suddenly drawn to the solar plexus. That is the place of power, of masculine energy, of self-esteem. Is that what it is? Is it self-esteem? Are you actually building new internal pillars of strength inside yourself, of solidity? Because that's what it feels like. And again, that does really tie into the self-authority piece. You might be aware of certain digestive stuff at the moment. I am feeling like a sense of holding on. This could be like constipation or feeling like a tightness in your body. I almost feel like I want to say to you, like, do some yoga and some stretching to just really open up your solar plexus and your heart and your head and your neck as well. That's coming through all at once. That might just help to reinvigorate the flow, the energetic flow from the heavens to the earth. I'm seeing this infinity sign where you've got energy moving from your heart all the way up to the heavens, back down to your heart, and then through your lower body, back down into the earth, and then back again. What I'm being told with this is that Spirit wants you to know you're going through a rebalancing at this time. And this will be happening physically, emotionally, mentally, on all levels of your existence. So drink lots of water, have space when you need it, rest when you need it, give yourself mental rest as well. I'm almost seeing you like, don't worry. Some of you might be worrying at the moment, or you've got thoughts of worry, whether you're aware of that or not. And I feel like the message coming through is don't worry at this time. Like really just allow space and openness and curiosity and awe to take you through this season. I'm almost seeing you like on a boat going downstream. Like you're not needing to paddle. You're not needing to effort or force anything at this time. It's really about letting yourself be taken downstream where life wants to take you, because you're going through this rebalancing. Water might be very significant for you at the moment. You might live near the water or the ocean, or you might be called to connect with water at this time. This could be in any way, shape, or form. This could be feeling dehydrated and feeling more thirsty or wanting to intake more water. This could also be like swimming, a swimming pool, being by the ocean, just meditating with the ocean. There's just this real strong energy here of water. And that does usually represent for me a season of cleansing and clearing. And the frequency that water holds just helps settle your vibration into this rebalancing. So you are going through this rebalancing process. This might be coming up in your masculine and your feminine energies, also in how you give and how you receive. So you might be a bit more on the side of giving and not allowing yourself to receive. But this is a rebalancing at this time because you're pouring into yourself. So you're learning how to receive because you're giving to yourself, not just to other people. I also feel self-abandonment is coming through again. So that might be really important for you. And I feel like this is something you've done probably for a lot of your life. But what I'm seeing is that self-abandonment is coming through in sneaky ways that you might not necessarily expect. What's coming through is self-abandonment in saying you're going to quit something and then you just continue with it. This could be food, this could be substances, this could be someone saying I'm not going to drink for the next month and then you end up breaking that, or I'm not going to, eat as much and then you start breaking that, or vice versa, whatever it is, whatever that thing is. But I feel like it's kind of a physical thing, either food or it's substance related. For some of you, this could also be like the gym, but I really feel like it's to do with your physical body here, where you might abandon yourself in that because you'll say you'll do something and then you don't stick to it. And it's really about finding the balance between spontaneity and following the flow and also discipline and being disciplined. And you're really kind of understanding that during this time. But also this rebalancing almost feels quite karmic. It feels like when you pour into yourself, it feels like that will be reflected to you in your external reality, as it has to, because it must conform to your inner world, that you'll be receiving karma or justice or balance for the work that you've done over the last 10 years is what I'm hearing. What you've given to people, what you've given to the world, what you've given to, I just keep seeing people. So this could be quite relationship focused. Maybe you've just given a lot in your relationships and it almost feels like this rebalancing and this season is going to like bring that back to you. That's going to be reflected back in karma. Okay, I feel like that feels complete. I'm going to leave it there, guys. This felt like a very beautiful flowing message. I love channeling this for you today. So thank you so much for being here. Sorry, for being here and for sharing this space with me. If you did find value in this video, then you can hit the subscribe button, as I do readings like this on a weekly basis. You'll also find my members lounge link down below as well if you want to join the members lounge for exclusive videos and first come, first serve videos. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me. It really, really does mean the world. And every subscribe account really does help me to build this community and get these messages out to as many people as possible. So I really do hope something landed for you in this video today. Sending you so much love as always, and I will see you on the next one.